Hey everyone, welcome back to some new I Don't Work Here Lady stories. I hope you had a great day. The first story is called Do You Want a Job? This happened several years ago while I was shopping where they wear blue shirts and have a nerd platoon. I'm in the computer accessories section looking for a rewritable DVD to replace a faulty one and some extra RAM for a kick. I am, however, not dressed in any way like the indentured servants scurrying around the floor. I wore mostly black and looked like I just got off a motorcycle, which I had. In fact, a rather imposing figure if met in a dark alley. I shop here often and know several employees and a few managers. While reading the back of some boxes, I notice a little old lady glancing between blank CDs and DVDs. Back and forth through the section, she would pick up a container, carefully look at it, put it back and grab the next for careful inspection. I didn't really pay much attention until I heard her sigh. Not the typical Karen, get your keister over here and help me, but more the final resignation of utter defeat. Okay, that got my attention. I asked if I can help. She quickly gave me the once over and paused for a moment. For a second, I thought she was gonna call security. Then she nearly pleaded with me to find what her granddaughter wanted for her birthday. A PC with a DVD-R. I briefly explained that what she's been looking at are blank discs and not PCs. A PC is a full computer. Her blank stare spoke volumes. She told me she had waved down a few blue shirts, but no one responded. I said let's go see if we can find something for her together. I hold out my arm for her to take and rewound the corner to the laptops and PCs. I get an idea of what the grandchild wants. A laptop is what I gathered, and poke through the models on display. We pick out one and I pull the little slip she'll need when she goes to the nerd desk to pick it up. I walk her to the counter. She thanks me for being so polite and kind, to which I blame my mother for the upbringing. I go back to shopping for the drive and RAM I need, find them and head over to the checkout. I pay and walk to the door. The burly security guy stops me, like everyone else, and looks in my bag and checks my receipt. Just as we are getting done, I get a tap on the shoulder, and it's a store manager I'm familiar with and the little old lady. He recognizes me and asks if the little old lady's story is correct. I ask for clarification, not wanting to jump headfirst into a potential shark tank. He relays how I helped her when no one else would. I guilty nod my head. He tells me this is his mother and the PC is for his daughter. She wanted to surprise both son and granddaughter, so she didn't seek her son out for help. Apparently not considering an employee discount either. Well, anyway, he just wanted to thank me for taking the time with his mother. No problem, I said, again blaming my mother for teaching manners. He then asked if I would like a job there. While growing up, we've all hoped some corporate bigwig would single us out and offer some big shot executive position that doesn't need a lot of input yet pays a boatload. This was not what he was offering, so I politely declined. Get to help someone spotting their granddaughter? Count me in. I don't want to be in the shoes of the employees of the store after that. It's one thing to not help customers, but it's on another page if that customer is the store's manager's mother. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. And please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you enjoy the video. The next story is called Not Your Waiter. This happened to a friend of mine who I shall call Steve. Steve works in a hardware DIY store in a retail park with loads of shops and restaurants surrounded by a large car park. He has a lunch break at about 1 PM every day for an hour, during which time he normally gets a sandwich or something quick, simple and cheap. On this particular day, back in 2017, he had arranged to meet his girlfriend for lunch at one of the nearby restaurants. He had even ordered the meal in advance so that when they arrived, they'd be served pretty quickly. He'd been to the restaurant many times and knew the manager and the waitstaff pretty well. Steve and his girlfriend had finished their meal and paid the bill, and now the girlfriend had gone to the toilet, so he's just waiting for her. There are only a handful of customers at this time. But then a Karen walks in, with her kids. She spots an empty table next to Steve's table and notices that Steve is in a uniform. She sits down, gets her kids settled, while Steve is just staring out of the window. Break's over. Back to work then, she yaps, clapping her hand together to get his attention. Steve panics, suddenly thinking that he's been there too long and he's actually late. He checks his watch and realizes that it's only 1:30 and he still has 30 minutes. Sorry, he says, I've got half an hour left on my break but she cuts him off, saying with a raised voice, well, you can take my order and go back to your break. Hop to it. while aggressively swiping at him, but missing. It suddenly dawns on Steve that she thinks he works in the restaurant and starts to explain, but only getting as far as, "But I don't," before being cut off again. Karen shouts, "I don't care if you don't work on your break. I want my order, now," and fails again to swipe at him. Steve carries a notepad and pen with him as they occasionally help him in his job. He whips these out, stands up and says, "Yeah, sure, why not?" As he does this, he's gesturing to the waiters to not come to the table for a minute or two, and they are giggling as they've worked out what he's up to. Even the manager, who's heard Karen shouting, has cottoned on and is watching. Steve listens to her order while writing on his pad, except he isn't writing her order, but a bunch of random words. At that moment, his girlfriend returns, stopping halfway to the table, and sees that Steve is up to some shenanigans and that the waitstaff and at least a couple of customers are all watching. Steve finishes taking the order and turns around, intending to go back to his break and sit down, just to mess with Karen. But he sees his girlfriend and, instead, walks towards her. She already has her bag and no jacket anyway, being as it is summer, and rather flamboyantly says, "Are you ready to go, darling?" And they proceed to walk straight out of the restaurant. But he turns around one last time to see Karen, still sitting down, staring daggers at him, and tears off her order from his pad and throws it in the bin by the door. Unfortunately, that's where the story ends. I don't know in detail how Karen reacted to that, but the waitstaff said that she went to the bin to dig out her order, shouted profanities at everyone, and left without ordering. So this Karen believes that she has authority over breaks because she is a customer? I'm glad he handled her so well. What do you think? The last story is called Karen Rips Out My Earphones. This happened a few years back when I was fresh out of university. I was shopping in a popular low-cost clothes store. I had just finished work and ran in to pick up a few shirts, socks and such. The staff in this place generally wear dark jeans and a bright t-shirt, and I think the supervisors were a smart casual getup. I'm wearing a suit, I've got a backpack on and was listening to music on my earphones. So in my opinion, I 100% don't look like I'm one of the staff, and the added backpack and listening to earphones are giveaways that I am a customer and not an employee. As I'm browsing and picking up a few things, I notice someone standing near me from the side. I assume that I'm in the way of someone, so I make a movement to step away and carry on browsing. A moment later, I feel a sharp tug on my ear as my earphone has just been ripped away from it. I turn around and the following happens. Obviously not word for word perfect, but pretty close. "What the? Why have you ignored me?" I'm at a loss because I don't recognize her. I didn't realize I was ignoring anyone and my earphones had just been ripped out of my ear and is in her hand. "I'm sorry, I don't know you. I wasn't ignoring you." "Yes, you were. I've been trying to get your attention for a while now and you keep walking away and ignoring me. And you shouldn't have earphones in." "Right, okay. I still don't know you. Did we speak earlier today at the hotel?" I had been at a small event at a nearby hotel that morning. "No. I want to know where I can find the shoes or hats or whatever it was that she wanted. I don't remember." "I have been trying to get your help and you kept ignoring me. I know you heard me. You are just being lazy and not helpful." "Okay, right, I reckon the whatever are upstairs and probably on the left." At this point, I'm still not sure what's going on and think this woman is just slightly confused and incredibly rude. "What do you mean they are probably there? How incompetent must you be? How stupid are you that you lie to customers? What is your problem, lady? I don't know where the whatever is. I don't work here." I would have cursed a fair bit during this sentence because I was now shocked at being screamed at. I will let you imagine what colorful words needed to be added in. However, I certainly didn't raise my voice. I would have just dropped the general niceness in it. "You're cursing now also. Unbelievable. How dare you use language like that and lie to a customer? You have no respect." All this commotion has attracted a lot of attention as it's a fairly big store and quite busy, so some staff and supervisors have arrived over at this point. "I want to speak to the store manager right now. This rude man has lied to me, ignored me and used awful language at me. I am disgusted at the lack of respect shown to your customers." "Alright, our apologies, madam. We will sort this out now. Sir, could you please put those clothes down and leave the store?" "No, I want him taken to the manager. He needs to be disciplined and trained how to speak to customers." She is literally screaming into the face of some poor soul right now who has no clue what is going on. I can't really do that, but I will radio security and ask them to escort him from the store. I would also ask you to lower your voice to not disturb our other customers, please. No, I will address you however I like, as I'm a customer. Take him to the manager, he needs to be fired. And I will be speaking to the manager about you too. Now the staff understands what's happened. Sir, do you know this woman? I have no idea who she is, but she ripped my earphone out of my ear and started to scream at me. And you don't work here? No, I'm here to just buy clothes. He is lying. Where's your manager? Security has now arrived and begins to come towards me. Hold on, this is a big mix-up. This man doesn't work here. I don't recognize him and he says he doesn't work here. I don't believe you. You're just defending your friend. I'm disgusted by the store. I will never shop here again. I'm going to report this all to your head office. What are your names? You will all suffer because of this. Blah 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 blah. From here, the story sort of wraps up. Karen eventually gives up trying to convince the staff and me that I work there. She is escorted from the store by the security. I pick up my clothes again, get an apology from the staff, and I get a sweet little discount when I check out. Part of me was convinced this woman would be outside waiting to confront me again. However, to my surprise, she had slinked off into the night, probably to terrorize other young people going about the day. Okay, that would be a moment where I could see myself go full Karen on that staff. Just because she claimed something like that, they wanted to escort him out by security? That really does sound unprofessional. What do you think? Thanks for watching the video. I hope you have a great day. Bye bye.